What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We picked up another car. We picked up this beautiful 2001 Jeep Cherokee with the 4.0. Gotta watch out for these. I smashed my leg on that the other day. It's a 4.0. Guy said it needed a trans. Picked it up yesterday. He said it's been sitting for a while, a few years. As you can see, the tags are still 2019. It ran last night. I hooked my jump pack up to it. It was a process trying to get this hood open. It still doesn't open right. So if you look inside here, you see the little latch. There's one on each side and that little metal rod, right, that you can't really see, but it's right there. That thing goes straight across and links both of them. You have to grab it with a pair of vice grips or something along those lines to get that thing out. So let me see if I can't unhook that real quick. All right, there we go. We got it popped. Wasn't so bad. Here's what it looks like. There's a lot of mud daubers, things like that. I think maybe we should replace the exhaust manifold. These mud daubers are burning off last night when I started it. This thing could definitely use a bath. Maybe an oil change. He says that he did new plugs and wires and stuff on it a couple of years ago when he put it in. I don't know. I still say definitely new belt at the very least. Probably an oil change, probably hoses. It seems all right. Let me get my jump box, see if we can't get this guy to start. All right, so before we go and try to jump this thing, let's get it unhooked. I need to find my key for my box. That's all smashed up. Made a mistake when I was backing up, towing the Skyline. I backed up a little too hard. Didn't have a spot to turn around in, so I had to back up into the road, cut the trailer a little too hard, and the truck hit. So it is what it is. It still does its job, so I don't really care too much. Let's get this guy undone. Now these are good old army straps. Once you've been in long enough, you just start to acquire things, usually accidentally. We were towing something a while back, using my truck as a parts hauler. These ended up in my truck and forgot they were in there. But it's all right. Okay, there we go. Well, it looks like I need to charge my battery pack. It's dead. All right, so I had to pull the battery out of my box, throw it in there to get it started. It's running. I mean, it's got really old gas in it, but it's running all right. I think we should pull the ramps down. You think we can make it off of that without pulling it down? I don't know. I don't know if I should risk it. I kind of want to, but yeah, let's see what happens. Well, drove off with no problem. Didn't look like it caused any damage. I let the trailer lift back up. This thing was almost dragging on the ground for the whole drive. But it came up, came off, no problem at all. I kind of want to drive it around the block. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's running smooth. Everything's quiet. I don't want to close the hood. That's the problem. I don't want to close the hood and get this stuck again. This side or is it the other side? What side's getting stuck? I mean, this seems to want to work fine. I think it might be this side that's getting stuck. Yeah, that side seems to operate fine. Let's close it up. Take it for a drive real quick. All right, does the window go up? It does. It doesn't go down by itself, but it goes up fine. It's pretty tore up. It's got some feathers up here, some speakers in the back, a whole bunch of paperwork, all kinds of change, some CDs. Oh man, we got CDs in here. Brooks and Dunn, all kinds of good stuff. Shotgun shells. Dang. Sheesh. He left us all kinds of good stuff in here. We got a duck call, or part of a duck call. That might be a duck call. I don't know how that thing works. State ID. Who is it? Don't know. All kinds of change in here. What else is in here? A whole bunch of paperwork. That's not bad at all. All right. I don't know what any of this stuff is. There's a... whatever that is. That might be like speakers. No idea what this thing does. I think this is something else. What's that do? Unplug it. I don't know. I know that it's got like underglow on it. They do put all kinds of weird stuff on here. Either way. Oh, no rearview mirror either. I got to get one of these. That should be just a drop on, unless it's sitting around here somewhere. I don't see it. Maybe we'll find one. Maybe we'll go through this thing in a little bit. Trash in the thing here. This guy left me all kinds of tools. There's all kinds of like hose clamps and sockets all over the place. There's another socket in here. Fishing weight, what size is this? 13 millimeter. I mean, it's all kinds of goodies in here. We'll go through it in a little bit. Let's just see how bad this trans actually is. Do these mirrors work? Oh, the mirrors work. How about that side? It works. Wow. It's pretty impressive. Checking the lights on, obviously. 392,000 miles. He said that's not how many's actually on it. I think this is a picture of his wife, maybe. Has 0 power steering. Makes some crunchy noises. Throw it in drive. Let me try to get this thing to turn. Hold on a second. Throw it up here for just a second. Ugh. Oh yeah, this thing has 0 turning. No power steering. Shoo. It's making some weird noises. I don't know. If I can make this turn. It's got some weird noises, but the brakes still work. I'm surprised about that. Take it a little further down the block. He said second and third were gone, so second's still there. I don't know. One of the turn signals are out. It's flashing real hard or real fast, which usually means that there's a light out. I mean, realistically, it doesn't seem horrible. Minus the clunkies and the crunchies and the not very good steering and all these small things in between. And it seems all right. I'm just glad it started. I'm glad it's running nice. Temperature gauge hasn't moved. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. The speedometer is not working. We'll leave it back just a little bit so I have room. For what it is, not horrible. A little bit of smoke coming from over here, but I think that's stuff burning off the exhaust, it looks like. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can see down there, but right there. It's like an O2 sensor maybe. Burn off. All the smoke is coming from the exhaust. Right there. Smoke coming out of the O2. So wherever that leak was coming from, that's where that's coming from. I think a good wash on this thing will probably help. He said the rear main blew out, which is most of that stuff there. Maybe we'll power wash this whole thing somehow. It seems to drive, run fine. I mean, it seems all right. Really. I mean, let's look at the power steering. It's moving. There's no power steering fluid in it. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over and I'm going to grab some power steering fluid. We didn't have any. Looks like we might be empty on coolant. It's a little sludgy down in there. Maybe we'll throw some coolant in there. I did have some, but I have no idea where it is. Oh, it works. What? He said the batteries were dead. I mean, it doesn't really do anything, clearly. It just beeps. Doesn't lock the doors. But it beeps. Can we lock them this way? No. Okay, that's good now. It doesn't lock all the doors this way. Whatever. Anyway, we're gonna run over. We're gonna grab some coolant. We're gonna let this thing cool down for a minute. We're gonna do an oil change, power steering fluid, and just do a quick refresh on this. Brake fluid looks good. It's full. It looks pretty good. I mean, brakes worked, so I'm not too stressed about it. I definitely made some noises. I'm hoping we can take care of most of that. It's kind of hard to see in there at those brakes, but they're definitely rusty. I'm not too worried about that right now. I'll figure that out later. That's drums in the rear. And then, I don't know. I'd like to give this thing a bath, get a good look at everything. The only real rust spot that he told me about was right here on the frame. And you can see it for yourselves. I can't really see under there, but it looks pretty bad. It goes all the way to here. Looks like there's a little bit under there too. So maybe we'll have to figure out how to get some of that looked at. This is my main concern right here, the frame rail. Goes back to right here at least. It looks like the exhaust hanger is barely hanging on there. So other than that, from what he said, it looked all right. It was kind of dark out when I was getting it, so it was kind of hard to see, but most of this looks pretty good, which is the biggest rust areas for these Jeeps. Let me check the other side. I mean, that all looks fairly decent. Maybe this spot right here. All right, so here we go on another oil change, but this time on the Jeep. So really all we should need is our creeper, our oil catch can John, the wrench. Online said it was a 5/8 socket for the drain plug, so we'll see about that. A couple oil filter wrenches. I don't know what size it is. I could probably just use this and figure it out. But we got a Fram filter, we got Fram oil, we got Fram antifreeze, and we got Fram power steering. Everything's Fram except for this Chevron stuff that I had in my shed, and since this thing's been sitting for a few years, I figured why not throw it in there. Hood's already popped. Hopefully it's cooled down enough. Still a little warm, but I WD-40'd these guys down. They didn't really do anything. I know that it's that guy and that guy right there. Maybe I can find replacements for them. I know they just kind of go in there with some, I don't know, T40s maybe. But we'll go ahead and start this oil change. Nothing in the power steering. Coolant reservoir is empty over here. Another thing I just noticed here, it's got these weird lights under here. I need to figure out how to shut these off. Is it only this one that's running? I need to figure out how to shut these things off so that they're not constantly running. The back one's on too? Yeah, 3 of the 4 are on. Let me figure this out real quick. Okay, so I messaged the guy who I got the Jeep from, waiting for him to respond, find out how to shut this thing off, because I have no idea and it's kind of annoying. Hopefully they go off. I gotta get up to the oil filter. So you shouldn't use one of these to put the oil filter back on. It should just be hand tight. We'll open it, we'll let it drain. And while that drains, I'll go back up top and start filling the rest of the stuff. Steering fluid. It's empty. Pour power steering fluid in. Looks like it's gonna take this whole entire bottle. Put the cap on. See where we're at. Looks wonderful. Probably should get another funnel, but we're not going to. We're just gonna guess pour. The line is significantly lower than where I just poured it, but it's okay. Nothing's leaking yet. Let's reach down here, get this oil filter out while we're up here. When you pull the old filter off, make sure that this gasket is coming off with it. A double gasket sucks, causes a big mess. Something you don't want to do. I like to use the oil that comes off right here, just the old oil, just to lube it up just a tad. And then we'll put the new one on. Or this is hand tight, so basically as tight as you can get it by hand is as tight as it should be going. That's as tight as I can get it. Let's move back under the truck. We'll tighten up the drain plug, or put the drain plug back on and tighten it up. Again, should buy new gaskets. This one has a big rubber gasket on it, but you should be getting new gaskets every time you're doing an oil change. Let's see if I can get you guys over there so you can actually see this. Here's my drain plug. Put it back on and torque it down to Guden tight. Yeah, there we go. I think that's about right. That is way longer than it needs to be. But it's okay. It'll serve its purpose. Put all 5 quarts in here. Alright, it's all in there. I need to figure out how to get these underglow lights off. He hasn't messaged me back yet. I don't know if they're always on. If they are, that'd be really annoying. And I will just cut the wires or just pull them off completely. Here's a Donald Trump pen. That's actually kind of funny.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, I have no idea how to shut these lights off. I don't see a switch anywhere. I don't I don't see anything on how to shut these lights off, so I may find the wires for them and just remove them. But I think for now, let me clean everything up. I'm gonna close it up. I'm gonna move the truck out of the way, and I'm gonna take another drive and see if it feels any better. All right, he told me there was a remote somewhere in here, but I didn't find it. I found this thing, and I just basically unplugged all the wires and said screw it. We'll shove it back under here. We'll look for a remote later on, see if I can't find one. What is this? You gotta be kidding me. So this thing also obviously had a problem with power steering before. Open this door, see if we can't get up under these seats a little bit. Pull some stuff out, see what we can't find under here. Except for these wires. He had a system or something in here. There's all kinds of change in this thing. Phillips head screwdriver, all kinds of buckshot or whatever this is. Some skull. Wasn't duct tape or any kind of tape. It was just an empty can of skull. Okay, that's good. Let's just shove all this stuff back under the seat for now. Get this stuff out of my way. I don't want to be stepping on this stuff or making it a trip or a hazard or anything like that. Don't need to get pulled over and have buckshot just chilling there. We'll throw this all the way in the back. The hatch works. So I looked through here a little bit also. I have no idea what all that is, like baby maggots or something. He left me a little toolkit. It's not great, but it's decent for here and there. That was still in the back. I thought this was gonna have jumper cables in it, but it didn't. It just had cones, a flashlight, a strap, the gloves. This is like a detector or something, like a radar scanner. I'm guessing is what that is. A couple of arrows, a couple of dimes. We'll just leave those in there. Stock tail lights that are tinted. He kept failing for tinted tail lights. A plug that takes 4 USB things. That's pretty cool. We got ourselves a 13/16 socket. Some 1030. That'd have been nice to have earlier. A couple of small ratchets. What size is this? Another socket. These impacts are kind of nice. 3/4. Some headlights or tail lights or something. A suction cup thing. Maybe he had like GoPros or something. What is this? I don't know what that is. A book. A couple of screwdrivers. Some mechanical pencils. Oh, they're nice. Could use those. Flex seal. Wow. Ratchet strap. Wow. Is that a 5/16 and an extension? Left me some nice stuff in here. Wonder if he knows. Little ratchet. Let's put this stuff back in here. Some of the stuff may be actually useful. Like these tail lights. If I can get the tint off. It's probably the spray tint. That was really nice. Okay. And then this, the third brake light. He kind of just tied it in. I don't really know. I think I might be able to just take this stuff off, figure it out. He tied it in really weird. And then ran it through this. And it looks like he just electrical taped it on through here. And it just runs up into there. But, well, I broke that. Probably need a whole nother plastic piece. Or I can just get bigger pieces. Get some washers or something and shove them up in there, screw them in. Don't know if the heated window works. There's all kinds of just random little things in here that are just screwed into place. Headliner, I feel like I should redo it, but it doesn't look horrible. Better than it did in the pictures. I don't know what this is. Whatever that thing is. Hadn't moved the truck or anything yet. I was just trying to figure out how to turn these lights off, and it looks like they're all off. That one's off. That one's off. And while I'm at it, I'll I'll look for that remote. I don't think that one worked anyway. It wasn't plugged in all the way, but I'll look for the remote. And then I'll move stuff out of the way and I'll drive it around. All right. Shut the door. Put the key in. Starts up. Sounds all right. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Had to turn it around anyway, so let's just take it on a get around and see how she goes. Hood still doesn't close all the way. It's another thing I gotta try to figure out. Power steering seems to work. Sounds like there's water in the door. The transmission's shifting. I'm not gonna say it's great, but it's definitely shifting. Definitely has some weird noises. Still sounds a little bit better than it did. Yeah. So it drives okay, seems okay. I think I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna swing by my friend, see if he's home or not. I don't know if he is or not, but we'll check. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you wanna see other things, or what you wanna see with this Jeep, let me know. Or any of the other projects that we've shown so far, let me know what you think down in the comments. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.